Hi, everyone, and welcome to Washington Live's Fun Friday Tank Top Show. We're powered by KCTC. I'm your host, Jaron Rosien. Our producer is Nick Steffens. Our publisher is Matt Bryant, and we're part of the Southeast Iowa Union. I'll hop right into weather and explain the sleeveless. Hi, Nick. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good. Outside right now, it's 33 degrees and cloudy. It's windy. There's a few flurries, and it feels like 20 degrees. Inside the studio, it's 74. It feels like 84. It is a problem.
A few episodes back, I believe it was Sarah Grunwald commented how she regretted wearing her sweater in the studio, which I'm fine.
Well, there's the equipment, there's however you're blooded, and as our regular viewers know, I now do a fan, and if you look back to the episode where I'm wearing a sweater, I had to rip it off in the middle of a show, because, I mean, there's a 12 to 10 degree difference between this room and the rest of our studio. Oh,
yeah, there definitely is, and I feel bad for KMR Facilities Management, and then and Kaylin, where they have to sit next to a big window, where it's definitely a lot chillier.
So it goes. Well, I will wear buttons for our guests out of respect, but when we do our Fun Friday shows, it's going to be tank top action. Hey, next week, right out the gate, we'll have guests from the Country Corner food truck. And on today's show, we'll be talking about Good Week 4, Bad Week 4, health trends gone amok, and a Gen Z slang quiz that Nick is going to make me suffer through. Mm-hmm. If you have a birthday shout out, local event, anniversary, you can stick that in the chat or email washialive@gmail.com. Upcoming local events. If you haven't made plans for Saturday, the 17th, Ryan Doty will have his holiday concert at JP's, and we will offer food with a ticket or just the show with the ticket. Open at 6, show just a little after 7, and we'll put that in the chat today because it's my privilege to do so.
Yes. You have to remind me when to put it in there later.
I can do that. Hey, tell us things, Nick. What are your weekend plans? What's going on?
So heading up to Marion, to my mom's place for a big family Christmas, since that's the time when everyone can be there. Sure. And then Christmas Eve will be a smaller family gathering. But this is when, cousins, uncles, grandma, my sisters, everyone, in-laws can all be in the same spot at once. So
great families think alike. I also have the Lure side on the 17th. That's when all of the aunts, uncles, and cousins can get together, because then on the actual day, it's like a little smaller groups.
So had a Christmas with Jade's family last weekend, and then I'm still gonna have a family Christmas on Christmas Eve and Christmas. So 3 straight weekends.
Dude, that's like
family.
That's big deal stuff. That's like girlfriend Christmas stuff.
It is, but I'm love my family, and Jade's family is great too. But I'm just ready to have a weekend where I don't have to go and travel somewhere.
Well, as mentioned,
spend time with people's families.
Well, as mentioned with Dave Watson, for reasons that vary, holidays are like work and hard.
And that's why I'm glad it's at my mom's place, because I feel like I don't have to do as much work. I was tasked with getting cranberry juice and ginger ale to make like a cranberry
Moscow mules.
Yeah, Moscow
cranberry mules.
Yep.
Yeah, gotcha.
Well, that was what I was tasked with. I think I should be able to handle those. Tasks.
When you host, you have 15 or 20 things to do. Now you have narrowed down. I'm in charge of mashed potatoes.
Luckily, I have no main. Actually, I might have to bake something. I need to double check with my mom.
So I'm going to do a normal gift, but we drew names for our gift exchange, and normally the people, it's like, it varies.
Yeah.
However, I have my Uncle Dan, and my Uncle Dan drew me. Mm-hmm. Therefore, he's like, what we need to do is like spend like $250 on each other and have the most lavish gift, which we will not do.
I think you guys should.
That would be just
or
obnoxious.
Like buy gifts for yourselves, gift it to each other, then like afterwards.
This is not the reason for the season. Police report, and then we'll go to break, and we'll do the fun things we mentioned: the Good Week, the health trends, the slang quiz. Traffic and animal are back to the top of the list with 23 calls for service, sex offender registrations at 2, assaults at 2, civil dispute 1, and 1 for the rest. I hit a few highlights. We have the report on West 5th of their fence damaged by a tree that fell on the Kewash Trail last night. 107 responded. They will make contact with county conservation. I didn't know it was that windy.
That's why I was surprised when I heard that. I have an anecdote of when I used to drive a minivan in high school, which is not cool. It's like the least cool thing you can drive when you're a teenager.
More in common than you. It was a station wagon for me.
There was a station wagon for sale, like $250 when I was in high school, and I wanted to buy that over a minivan. But anyway,
both.
There was like a freeze and like a branch fell on the van, but I didn't see it. I just knew it fell, and I was like, okay, I know the van's parked there. Fingers crossed, it's totaled, it's done. The branch broke, not the van. No damage to the van.
The branch broke around the van.
Yes, and so nothing happened.
Built.
Yes,
well built.
And I was so mad that it survived.
Moving forward, we have a report of assault between two students. They're now separated. 107 and 111 responded. Charges filed on two juveniles for disorderly conduct. These kids behaving badly.
Yeah.
I think we have another one. Just blink an eye. Caller reports a fight at the school. Parties are separated. Same officers responded. Both juvenile subjects will be charged with disorderly conduct. Christmas break right around the corner. Chill yourselves.
Yeah. Well, see, my brother was a senior when I was a freshman in high school, and he's telling me like, oh yeah, there's fights in the cafeteria all the time.
Any of this?
And then I get to school and none of that happens. The 4 years, I don't think there was a single like huge fight that happened.
I'm baffled.
And now kids are up to it again.
And these are just children.
Yeah.
South Avenue B. Yep. All right. 2 vehicle accident with no injuries. This is on 2nd Ave and Main. Honda Odyssey versus Buick Regal. That was my second car, by the way.
A Buick Regal?
It was great.
I kind of want a grandpa car. As I mentioned on the last episode, I'm looking for a new one.
Buick Regal was just the right size. It wasn't Park Avenue.
Or like a Mercury Grand Marquis, like a grandpa car would be pretty cool.
That would be sweet. We have just a couple more highlights before we go to break. Crawfordsville, we had someone strike a deer. 102 First Street, caller reports their vehicle is possibly stolen from the parking lot. 929 responded. The vehicle was located and not stolen. Just a misunderstanding.
Oh, yeah.
When
it happens. I feel like that's only something that happens in the Midwest or like Iowa specifically. It's like, oh yeah, I was just borrowing it.
A car was stolen. Oh, it was just a misunderstanding. Yeah. Sally took a run with the, whoops. Caller reports striking an animal on 250th. Ford Ranger, documentation for insurance purposes. What animal?
It's animal.
It's normally very specific, and this one was not.
Unless there was like nothing left to identify. I don't know.
We have a trespasser. We have a subject in the ER after a dog bite. Oof. We have a request for assistance with a bat in the home. And then finally, we have a caller advised a vehicle crashed into his parked pickup. 109 and 113 responded, did not locate any subjects. Morris Towing responded. I thought fire department responded as well. I heard a page. Towed the blue 2003 Toyota Celica back to the impound lot under investigation. This was at 4:17 this morning.
Nothing good happens at 4:17.
I wonder what happened. Gosh, get the detectives out. It's a mystery.
Yeah.
Well, it is probably a mystery who, narrowing down some of the things.
Yeah.
Anything before we go to break?
I think we're good.
Hey, thanks for watching Washington Live. If you have something we should know, put it in the chat. Email us. After we go to break, we'll talk about good week 4, bad week 4, health trends gone amok, and the Gen Z quiz that Nick has prepared for me. We'll see you after the break.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross. Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, Let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656.
All right, well, you may know, I'm sure you know, I'm a drummer. Mm-hmm. If I had twin daughters, what do you think I would name them? And a 1 and a 2.
Welcome back to Washington Live, powered by KCTC. I'm Jaron, that's Nick, and we are continuing our fun Friday show with Good Week 4, Bad Week 4. Are you ready for it?
I am.
All right. It is a good week for rebranding with an announcement that by the World Health Organization that the globally circulating virus known as monkeypox will henceforth be called Mpox to make the name less racist and stigmatizing.
Which I saw some pretty racist things on Twitter about that, so that might be a good call.
Yeah, it wasn't racist until they say it, and then it's like, wait, why is this racist? Well, not good.
Yeah.
Good week for the McNuggets after a woman went into labor in an Atlanta McDonald's restroom and 3 staff members helped deliver a healthy baby daughter. Franchise owner Steve Attenborough called it the epitome of a feel-good moment for my team.
Oh, yeah, I mean, a good team bonding exercise.
Have you heard about this?
I have not until you sent it over, but
I've seen it on something else.
It'd be a good team bonding for for the McDonald's team.
Not every day that you have an altercation in the restroom and it's labor.
Yeah.
No. Bad week for going with the flow after 200 ice fishermen and women had to be rescued from a chunk of ice that broke away and floated out onto the Minnesota Upper Red Lake. The local sheriff's office warned winter anglers that early season ice is very unpredictable.
Yeah.
That does make sense. Did you mention being a fisherman?
Yeah, I do. I do love to fish. It's been a while since I've ice fished, but my friend growing up was from Canada, and his dad was like, "Oh yeah, we'll take the pickup out on the ice. It's fine." And I never got to that point where I could trust ice, especially in southeast Iowa.
Well, yeah, here it's.
But he was like, "Oh no, it's 4 inches. It's fine." And I'm like,
It was years and years and years ago, but there was like a blind, and there was multiple holes drilled, and someone had like the little fish with the infrared on the TV. Like, have you seen those?
Yeah. See,
you drop it down the one hole, and then you can watch the fish, and then it's not.
See, I don't consider that fishing. Same with like bass fishing, and people got like the sonar things on their boats, and it's like that's not fishing to me. That's just.
It's certainly.
Yeah.
I feel like that's similar to you have muzzleloader hunting, and you have like bow hunting where you have to sneak in, and then you have us plowing into the woods, chasing them around, shooting them down. Like, oh, well, still.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess maybe I'm just old-fashioned. I like to fish the old-fashioned way.
Old-fashioned. We'll be singing a different tune with the Gen Z quiz. Okay, we have also bad week for the Swiss. After Switzerland's energy minister suggested the nation's famously reserved citizens conserve energy by taking showers together. After some pushback, Simonetta Sommaruga clarified that her advice was aimed at young people and that after a certain age, showering together is no longer suitable. Interesting.
My friend Lisa lives in Switzerland. I'd be like, yeah, you guys are like weird over there. You guys are just like showering together.
Did you mention it?
No, I can now because I didn't hear about it until now. But I'm like, yeah,
I'm sure she'll know if their prime minister mentioned it.
Like your prime minister's mentioning about showering together. You weirdos.
I do remember a Dutch girl when I studied abroad, and she was a bit more reserved than the rest of us.
Oh yeah.
Not to be making hasty generalizations and such.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely true.
If the shoe fits.
Yeah.
Or the clog.
That's a good one.
Boom. All right. Only in America. So, and I heard about this too. A Florida woman is suing Kraft Heinz, claiming the firm's microwavable mac and cheese cups take longer than the advertised 3.5 minutes to prepare. Amanda Ramirez's class action suit states that the label is false and misleading because it takes additional time to unlid the cups, combine the contents with water, stir and thicken. Ramirez is seeking $5 million.
See, when you told me this, I thought it meant like, because when I have to make like the Easy Mac, it does take over 3.5 minutes because like usually it doesn't like get the noodles done enough. But this is like, she's like, oh, you have to add in the time to.
Correct. She's claiming false advertising. You think it'd be the fact that it's not cheese.
Well, that's also fair. But I figured it was about like how it actually doesn't take 3.5 minutes to get it to like a proper doneness, not her just being.
Nope.
pain in
It'll
the
be
ass.
interesting to see what happens. She could very well win because of.
Well, they probably
you know,
just want to
the
settle
thing.
out of court and give her something.
Okay, where is
That'll shut her
my... Here's today's feel-good story. A Texas family spent 5 decades searching in vain for their daughter, who was abducted by a babysitter in 1971. Meanwhile, Melissa Highsmith, now 53, had no idea anyone was looking for her. A breakthrough came when the family reviewed DNA evidence on 23andMe with the help of an amateur genealogist. They reached out to Highsmith and proved their identity by referencing a distinctive birthmark on her back. Highsmith reunited with her parents in November and plans to redo her wedding so that they can be in attendance. She just found out that she has a huge family, Sister Rebecca Del Bosque said, who love her and never stop looking for her.
So yeah, there's the photo of it.
Interesting and wonderful.
Wow.
I can't help but wonder what she's been doing for 53 years and if the babysitter raised her or what.
I was going to say, that was my biggest
thing.
thing.
Was she sold?
I assume she was like the babysitter, took her and then was like, oh crap, I have living, breathing evidence, and then like put up for adoption or something.
That is just...
Or left it on the doorstep of the police department or something.
Well, that is bad behavior.
Yeah.
Right, before we go to break, let's talk about these health trends that have gone amok. Then we'll go to break and you can put me through the ringer with the Gen Z quiz. So first off, it's now common knowledge, and I've seen this pop up on several different feeds, drinking 8 cups of water that has been the metric for so long is no longer recommended. In fact, most healthy adults should not be drinking 8 glasses of water.
Yeah.
What this study or what this instruction failed to note is the amount of water that is in all of our food.
Yeah.
The majority of the food is actually water. I think even the majority of liquor is like 87% water.
Well, this is somewhat connected, but because people drink so much water, you're like just flushing yourself full of fluids. You should drink when you're thirsty is the main thing.
This makes sense. Look for signs of dehydration.
Yes.
Like urination that is the color of mustard.
Yeah. Well, one night I went out with friends and I was drinking like a bunch of water beforehand, and I like didn't have that much to drink, but I got very, very drunk off of what.
Oh, you had no water to process? You were.
Well, no, it's because I had too much water, and I asked my brother-in-law, who is a doctor. He was like, "Yeah, because you flushed your body of electrolytes by drinking so much water beforehand. Your body had no salt electrolytes in me to like help me."
That's why those people that do that water challenge like sometimes die. They go into cardiac arrest because their heart can no longer beat.
Yes, and so I was like, my friends were like, "What is wrong with him?" It was because I had no electrolytes in my body because I was drinking too much water. So too much water can be a bad thing.
I'm glad you pulled it together enough to be here today. Tell me about the Liver King.
Okay, so there's a TikTok guru. I don't know what you would call him.
Self-proclaimed health nut.
Yeah, he claims that he's a primal, and that it's like, the paleo diet where you're supposed to eat like how humans used to.
Well, and the liver would be heavy or like high in iron.
So imagine that on, no pun intended, on steroids, where a common quote is, "You don't need vegetables if you eat testicles," where he'll eat raw like bull testicles.
Oh my.
Yeah.
And that's the scandal, right? He was on steroids?
Yes. And so let's look at.
And are we surprised?
And also, like, his abs are obviously fake. Like, it's a cosmetic thing.
His testicles are the size of, I was going to say grapes, but it might be peas, the poor thing.
And so just like last week, it got leaked, all the things that he's taking, all the steroids that he's taking.
How did it get leaked? Were people administering the steroids for him?
Yeah, like he had a team, and I think the team leaked. It was an email maybe, and everyone's like, "What? He's on steroids?" And it's like,
yeah, take a look, everyone.
I was like,
this is not...
Look at this man. How... Can you not like
look at the meat picture? I like this on the bottom right, which your 2/3 might be covering it. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So these things are not accurate. You don't need to drink that much water,
and you don't need to eat
raw liver or testicles to be healthy.
But I just thought it was funny. People were like, "What? This man is lying to us?" It's like, yes, he's lying to you guys.
If you'd like to try out a health trend, you could join us for pickleball 7:30 in the morning at the Y.
Yes.
Age ranges are from 33 to 83, and it's a good time.
Yeah, and you don't have to do something weird. It's just fun.
You don't have to do the weird stuff. Hey, we're going to go to break. When we come back, I'm going to be asked questions about slang words, and while I think I'm cool, I don't know that I will be as cool as Nick's words that he provides. We'll see you in just a sec on Washington Live after the break.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our community stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
Do you own any?
I do not own any.
Welcome back to Washington Live, powered by KCTC. I'm your host, Jaron. Our producer is Nick. I was just asking if he owns any tank tops.
I do not, because I think I made a joke off the air last time we recorded about if I wore a wife beater, I'd be the same color as the wife beater.
Color as the wife beater. We can work on this. There's other color options available to you.
That's true.
I don't think you're allowed to say wife beater anymore. What? It's a spouse abuse. No, it's not that either.
Oh, they're women respecters. That's what Gen Z calls them.
We fixed it.
Yeah.
Speaking of Gen Z, what do you have for me?
So the dictionary released their word of the year, and it was goblin mode, which is, I explained to you, is
embracing the lazy.
Yeah, but like really bad where it's like the lights are off, you're wrapped in a blanket watching Netflix, you got Cheeto dust on you.
Sweatpants, you're dirty.
Yeah, like you haven't showered, like you're just grimy. Like
but
that's goblin mode.
Just grimy, you are embracing like I'm in goblin mode.
Yes. And so
I'm not gonna do a thing about it.
NPR wrote an article on it, and I could tell it was written by someone that is not young. It was just like not fully getting to what I think the slang means. So
and why is that? What did they say that made you skeptical of their comprehension?
It was more like, oh, it's just about being lazy. I'm like, no, but it's like
it's one step beyond.
Yeah, it's like slunking out at like the middle of the night to grab like a handful of Oreos and then slunking back to bed. That's what goblin mode is. You're like, yeah, you're a goblin.
Slunking, also not a word that I have used on Washington.
I think it's a Dr. Seuss word now that I think about it. But yeah, I just didn't feel like they did a good job. So I'm going to quiz you because you wanted another word quiz like last time, like last Friday. I wanted one pronunciation
I could kind of stumble my way through, but we'll give it a go.
Okay. First up, I have examples for the audience. And I feel like most of our audience is moms. So I feel like they can be like, oh, kids, guess what? I'm cool now because Nick taught me all the slang. So maybe. I don't know. But the first one is bussin'.
I'd like you to use it in a sentence.
If I went to JP's, I might say this word.
Okay, so it has to do with like a trend at a club or a location that's kind of fire and like happening, like it's going well, things are lit.
Colder.
The opposite?
It's about the food.
Oh, so tasty.
Yes, like this food is bussin', is what you would say.
This is good. I think I did not cheat, but I saw a couple of them when you clicked by, so I might know some of them. But bussin' is tasty.
Yes. This next one is sending me.
Does this imply like getting like riled up a little bit?
Kinda.
On the insides, like it's.
The viewers of the show might say that it is sending them.
That this show is sending them?
Yes.
Informing me? So just give it to me.
Sending me means like I find this like super hilarious. It's sending me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is one I have not used all the times.
I don't think I ever used that one in a sentence.
Oh, this is also one I'll have no idea on. Main character.
Main character. So you both.
Someone that you really like.
So this can both be good and bad. You don't want someone to call you, I guess.
I could see. I think I get what you're driving at. Sometimes it's good, but sometimes you don't want to be the main character of a shit situation.
Well, okay. If someone thinks they're the main character, but they're not, like it's kind of someone that like thinks the world revolves around them.
Narcissism and
kind of, and then but you could also be someone that's like really cool, and then they give off main character energy. Like they seem like
vibes. All right.
Yeah.
So use it in a sentence.
You would like if someone's really cool, it's like, oh, they give off main character energy.
What's great is if you want the internet to define main character, it dives into like theater.
Yeah. So imagine like the main character of a show, or like whether it be TV or plays, where it's like the main character is the coolest person.
Even Urban Dictionary is not hitting this right on. So.
Urban Dictionary sucks nowadays.
Yeah, this is no bueno. All right, what do you have next?
We have drip.
Is drip quite different than cap?
Yes. Quite different. So if someone has drip, what do you think that means? Or something is drippy.
Is it like sexy and bueno? It's the opposite. Okay.
Well, if someone has drip, it means they have like really cool clothing. Like
okay,
it is
so it
drippy.
has to do with attire.
Yes. So like if you have good style, you have drip.
You have drip. All right, this is good. We should have Hayden on for this one.
That would have been. I feel like he would have gotten all of these.
He would have 100%. Yeah.
Probably knows better than me. This one is camp. It's related to drip.
I would think it's the opposite and just like basic and not cool.
Close. It's to the point where it's so uncool, but if you embrace it and wear it, it's like ironically good. Like if you wear Crocs, that is camp.
I see.
Yeah.
Which I have seen a comeback.
Yes, because it's camp. Or like people that wear like those Old Navy.
But only if they're doing it on purpose. Right?
Yes, because there's the people that can wear Crocs, but if they're doing it because it's like, oh, Crocs are the coolest thing ever.
But if they're doing it to be camp, and you're mentioning the Old Navy fleeces.
Like, well, no, like the Old Navy, like 4th of July American flag, Old Navy or like Gap 4th of July stuff.
I follow.
That's like perfect example of
something
camp.
in a closet downstairs.
And then it'd probably be camp.
Yeah.
Next up, we have cap,
Now,
which is something.
I knew this one. Pretty basic. That means like that's sweet, awesome, good. That's cap.
No.
What is it?
Cap means to lie. So if you're say something, oh, that's cap, that's a false.
That's a false.
Or if you say no cap, that means you're being authentic. Like no cap,
no lie. Gotcha.
Yes. Yeah.
I think I knew that, but got it confused.
Do I have another one? That is it.
Thank goodness.
But now you know all the cool slang, and now you can tell Hayden all the cool things that you know.
I think my lingo is appropriate, and if I were to incorporate all of this in my daily, it would be camp.
It could be camp, I guess. But if you have kids, then you can use it with them, and they'll be like, wow, my mom's so cool.
I'm going to work on this for our next fun show without a guest to pull out some lingo.
From back in your day?
Nope, my day is not that many days
joking.
away from your day. All right,
I know.
We are going to get back to our salutation. Anything else we need to cover? What kind of day is it? And I have a few birthdays to wish now that I think about it.
The national day is National Chocolate Covered Anything Day. So you can eat anything as long as it's chocolate covered.
Good to know, and it would be the season for that. Birthdays to wish include Clint Stout, Gina Richardson, Seth Leib, and Jerry Klein. Happy birthday to you today. And celebrity birthdays, would you like to introduce those?
No famous people were born in the middle of December.
Theo James,
JB Smoove, who's one of those guys that you like, oh yeah, he was in a commercial that I remember. And then Santo Versace, the CEO of Versace.
Well, still in the family.
Yes.
Happy birthday to those famous birthdays, so to speak. And thanks to all of our viewers that make this show possible. If you stuck around this long, you are an all-star. We'll see you at our next show next week with a guest from Country Corner. Thanks for watching Washington Live. We'll see you soon.